In the meantime, the heads of ICE, CBP, and USCIS should all testify before the Senate as soon as possible. We must not wait for hearings weeks from now. The American people demand truth and accountability right now. I'm glad that Republicans like Senator Paul have said likewise. But we must also be candid. It is bone-chilling that in the aftermath of the killings in Minneapolis, some of the Trump administration's top officials have chosen to blatantly lie to the American people like full-fledged authoritarians. Stephen Miller raced to Twitter to call Alex Pretti a would-be assassin who tried to murder federal law enforcement. If you'd watched the videos of the killing, you'd know this is an outlandish and shocking and totally dishonest, despicable thing to say. Meanwhile, Gregory Bravino, Donald Trump's top Border Patrol officer, also claimed, without a shred of evidence, that Pretti wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. And then, of course, there's Kristi Noem. Merely hours after Pretti's death, Noem claimed again, without so much as a morsel of evidence, that he had committed an act of domestic terrorism and wanted to perpetrate violence. You know what the reaction of these Trump officials, too many of them, seems to be when something terrible happens? To lie about it. That's their immediate reaction, not to find the truth, not to express any sympathy to those who are dead, but to lie, lie, lie. It's despicable. It's so un-American. It's so different than what we have seen in so many previous administrations. Lies, all of it, just blatant, sickening lies. And that is what these administration officials almost automatically turn to when there's difficulty and there's trouble. Kristi Noem is a liar. She's vicious. She's also incompetent. Donald Trump must fire her at once before another American is killed under her watch. So I'll say it again. It's bone-chilling that Donald Trump's goons will so eagerly and almost lazily lie right to the public's face. Right to the public's face. And where is the accountability from Donald Trump? He said nothing to call out the nastiness and lies from Noem and Miller. It seems he almost prefers to have serial liars in his administration than honest people. The kind of dishonesty we see from Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller is the bread and butter of authoritarian regimes. And it's dangerous, dangerous territory for our country. When a government tells its people, ignore what your eyes see and forget what your ears hear, just listen to us instead, then for all practical purposes, it's not trying to act like a government in a democracy. This is how dictatorships operate, and we're seeing the signs right in front of us here in America. The right answer, of course, is to meet the lies with truth. Here in the Senate, the American people deserve to hear that truth under oath when Kristi Noem and other administration officials testify as soon as possible. And across America, the people must keep defending the truth. They should keep showing up lawfully and documenting abuses by ICE. They must continue to protest peacefully and nonviolently, to exercise their rights to free speech and free assembly, to protect their communities from the abuses of this thuggish government. It may feel to many like the flame of democracy is flickering into extinction before our eyes and that there's no way to fight back. That is wrong. The good people of Minneapolis and so many cities around the country have shown the answer to authoritarianism. Hold firm, tell the truth, look out for one another, organize, protest. And when the time comes, exercise your greatest power of all. Go to the ballot box and vote. Vote. And vote out the liars. I yield the floor.
What you're witnessing in this moment isn't just another heated speech on the Senate floor. It's part of a much larger pattern in American politics, where a tragic incident becomes the center of a fierce battle over narrative, accountability, and power. When a figure like Chuck Schumer stands up and calls for the firing of a cabinet-level official such as Kristi Noem, the goal is not only to respond to a specific incident, but to frame the broader direction of the administration and the country. The killing of Alex Pretti, as described in this speech, becomes more than a local or isolated event. It becomes a test case for how government officials communicate in moments of crisis. One of the most important lessons viewers should take away here is how quickly information environments harden along partisan lines. Within hours of any high-profile incident involving law enforcement, immigration authorities, or federal agencies, competing narratives begin forming. Schumer's argument centers on the idea that top officials in the Trump administration, including figures like Stephen Miller, are shaping public perception before all facts are established. That accusation of rushing to label someone a threat, a terrorist, or an attacker carries serious implications. In democratic systems, public trust in institutions depends heavily on whether people believe the government is presenting accurate information during crises. There's also a deeper political strategy at play. Speeches like this are meant not only for fellow lawmakers, but for the public watching at home. By framing the situation as a test of democracy, truth, and accountability, Schumer is speaking to voters who may already be concerned about government overreach or misinformation. The language about authoritarianism and democracy isn't accidental. It's meant to raise the stakes and connect this specific incident to a larger story about the direction. If you're watching coverage like this, don't just see it as political theater. See it as a window into how power, accountability, and public trust operate in real time. Stay informed, follow the evidence as it emerges, and pay attention to how different leaders respond as more facts come out. That's how citizens move beyond the headlines and understand the deeper forces shaping their government.